Hello and welcome everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. What would you do when you come back home early one day to catch your wife in your bedroom with your boss and she gives you a reason that he helps her in her career? Now let's find out all about OP's situation in today's story. Also, if you like what I do, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
I met my ex, Kara, in early 1994. We clicked fast. We introduced each other to our families and friends within a month. Everyone got along great. At this point, life was perfect. 1 year after we met, I asked Kara to marry me. She accepted and we started planning our wedding. We decided on a date in August 96. I was walking on air. Kara moved in with me in early March 96. She wanted to find a job quickly and contribute to the household. I wanted her to wait until after the wedding. I made more than enough to easily support us both, but she was adamant. This is when things started to fall apart. She went to work for a design firm in late March. Within a month she started working, she became distant, showed little affection, and started talking endlessly about her project manager.
OP says he should have seen the red flags, but nope, he didn't.
D-Day was June 12, 1996. I came home from work early and, found Kara and her project manager, Tim, in our bed. They both panicked. Tim grabbed his clothes and left. Kara sat on the bed getting dressed and told me we were through. Her reason? He can help my career, you can't. 2 weeks after, Kara's BFF, Terry, called. She hadn't spoken with Kara in a while and wanted to chat. I told her what happened. She thought I was making a joke and started laughing. When I was silent, Terry realized I was serious. Kara had been kind enough to give me her new address and phone number if I ever wanted to chat or visit, like that was going to happen. I gave Terry her address and number.
Now, Terry came to OP's house about 2 hours later and he says she was normally very upbeat and smiling, but this time she looked like she wanted to hit someone.
She came in and gave me a hug. She cut loose with massive outburst about Kara and how she was lying B-word and that she was done with her. Kara had told Terry that I was physically and emotionally abusive. What a pile of poop. Terry and I started hanging out together. We never really talked a lot before. Turns out we both absolutely love British history and Italian food. Terry went back to school to finish her thesis in the fall of 96. We called each other at least once a week and we also visited each other a few times. In early November, I called and asked if I could visit her on the 9th. She was about to start doing some hard research, and I knew her time was going to be needed for her project.
So, OP went to Terry's apartment.
When I got there, she asked me if I was calling and visiting her because I wanted to talk to someone, or was it because I liked time with her? This made me chuckle. I told her that my friends live within a mile of me. If I wanted to just talk or hang out, I wouldn't run up my phone bill or drive 2 hours. I liked spending time with her. She smiled, and we went out for dinner and a movie. When we went back to her place, she turned and kissed me. I was stunned, but quickly recovered and kissed her back. Our first date, first kiss, and the first time we slept in the same bed. The other first happened the next day when I left to get breakfast for us and came back to her apartment with an engagement ring. We were married on May 9, 1998.
A few months later, they were married. OP's sister called him because Kara had told her that she wanted to talk to him.
She gave my sister her number. Terry said I should call, so I did. She apologized and wanted to know if we could try again. I thanked her and said I had moved on. At this point, Terry got on the call. Kara ended the call quickly after that. Kara called my sister and said that we had betrayed her. What? Edit. I should have included this in the original post, but forgot to. In September, I was visiting Terry and we were hanging out at a willow grove in Gypsy Hill Park. We were talking about nothing in particular. She turned to me and took my hand and said, I know you're hurting. I know you're trying to hide it. I want you to know that when you are ready to try again, I will never let go of your hand. I broke at that point. Every emotion that I had been holding back came pouring out. That was when I started to see her as more than a friend. It would be another 2 months before we became a couple. I believe that walk was our turning point.
Well, OP, Kara betrayed herself. She thought she could monkey branch, but the branch broke. She fell and there was no cushion to break her fall. Now she is hurt and blames everyone else except herself for her poor choices. Well played, OP, and you may continue to be successful. Funny how betrayers feel betrayed after you move on. They must actually think that we just sit and wait for them to finish their fling and expect them to come back home. I'm glad that you found love in someone better. You got to make your ex feel mad. Good luck, OP. Now, before we go to the next story, let's listen to a few comments by the beautiful community.
Comment 1. The best ending one could ever expect. Glad to see how things went beautiful rather than being tragic after she left you. You should thank her for everything she has done because she got you married to a better woman indirectly who was her best friend. There is nothing better than getting a revenge in your cheating ex by marrying their best friend and living happily. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. OP's reply. It wasn't planned to be revenge, but I see how it looks like it was. If Kara had been faithful, Terry and I never would have become a couple. I'm very happy she wasn't. Terry has been the best partner I could ask for. Comment 2. Honestly, who cares what it looks like? Neither of you owe her anything. You wouldn't be married 23 years later if it was revenge. What a good ending to a sad story. Kara sure is delusional to say that you two betrayed her. OP's reply. This is very true. We built a lot together. We were able to retire early and are enjoying our life more than ever. The "we betrayed her" comment gave me a real good laugh. Seriously, how much of a narcissist and sociopath is she? Comment 3. Did Tim help Kara's career, or did he pump and dump? Please tell me it was the latter. It would make an excellent story. Epic. By the way, congrats on the upcoming anniversary. OP's reply. They didn't last. Big shocker. Last I heard, she's on her third marriage, and it's not going well. This was a while ago.
The second story coming up next, but before that, if you're liking what you heard so far, please give this video a thumbs up so this video will reach more and more beautiful people like you around the world. The second story is titled, My Wife Had an Emotional Affair That Will End Our Marriage and I'll Lose the Kids.
We've been married 8 years with 2 beautiful children, 6 and 7, whom I love with all my heart. I'm 37 and she's 34. Out of the blue, a week ago, she reacted badly to a mess on the kitchen counter, which evolved into this full argument about how she feels like I'm her maid. For context, I do the laundry, sometimes I cook dinner, I send the kids to school and enrichment because I want to. But this time I was lazy and didn't clear the counter. The talks we had after this argument ranged from her talking about her regrets, where she used to be really outgoing but is now saddled with responsibilities, to talking about our love and intimacy.
Now, OP says that he admits his fault in the marriage.
I've never been good with showing love, though I do say it through words. I've told her how she's my rock and how grateful I am when she pulled me out of a couple of depressive periods. As of our intimacy, I have a pretty low one, but I do try to initiate, get turned down sometimes. Other times when she initiates, I'll need to react enthusiastically immediately. If not, she turns over and gets upset. Then it becomes me who's groveling for intimacy, which of course doesn't happen. Anyways, back to the argument. I acknowledged my fault in the breakdown and vowed to do better, and she just reacts like it's a lost cause. She tells me to do what I need to do and give her some time. So I gave her space while making sure I'm more attentive around her and the house.
Over the next few days, OP starts noticing that she's always on her phone and also taking calls late in the night.
In one of our talks after the argument, she mentioned, "What if I found someone else?" Putting 2 and 2 together, I confronted her and asked her if there's someone else. Of course there is. It's a guy she met online a few days before our big argument. He's from another country, and she hasn't even met him in person. I fought back the urge to react with anger, and the topic of ending the marriage came up. Over the next few days, we've had talks about the options we have. Today, she came to me with an option. Continue to live in the same house and co-parent the kids. It's a partnership and no longer a marriage. Explain to the kids what's happening to help them understand. I told her, "So you want me to continue living here while watching the woman I love give herself to someone else?" Of course, she reacted negatively. I asked if she was still talking to him after I confronted her, and she said yes.
Now here is some more background.
Both of us come from broken families. I, myself from one, where my mom cheated on my dad and moved out when I was 10. We resolved to never have our kids go through the same thing, but here we are. It's this point above that made her emotional, because I want to show the kids that relationships can end and let them see how to gracefully exit one with minimal hurt to everyone around. We're still trying to figure this out. Also, my dad is living with me. I convinced him, with my wife's blessing, to move into my spare room and rent out his apartment so he can retire. He's pushing 80, healthy, and the kids love him. If I go, it'll probably force him to leave too. When we part ways, the kids are my biggest worry. I could put her out. She said she will accept it if that's my decision, but she is the mother of my children, and I don't want them to see something so ugly. If it goes to court, then I'm sure to lose the kids, because my country has a very strong law that sees children from divorced parents end up with their mother. I've been having anxiety over the last few days just thinking about not being with my children. I don't know what to do from here.
Now here is the update.
I've stood my grounds and asked her to move out. She got emotional about not being with the kids and was cut up about it for a couple of days, but we're going ahead with the separation. No divorce papers will be signed for at least the next 5 years because we fear the courts might force us to sell the house to split the assets, which leads to the kids being uprooted. Our place is very near their school, and there's no good reason to disrupt their lives. In the time we confirmed that the relationship is off, she continued to pursue an LDR with the AP, and I recently noticed she's already removed her wedding ring. I guess this is it, even though I told her the option to reconcile is open, but only if she breaks it off with the AP. Either way, the kids will stay with me, and we'll work out a schedule when she goes to stay with her brother. I've mostly grey-rocked her the last 2 weeks because largely I can't find it within myself to care about her well-being at the moment. I need to focus on myself and the children. Before the move, we'll sit the children down to explain what's going on. Hopefully, it'll go well. It's weird, but I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. It feels like I have more to look forward to, even as I begin my life as a single parent. Thank you again to everyone. Never thought Reddit would be a place I could find solace and understanding. I will be okay. I'll make sure the kids are okay.
End of the story. Well, OP, your wife is a gullible person. She has a fantasy that the grass is greener on the other side. Wait till she gets there and realizes that it's not. The good thing is that you got the kids. What mother would sacrifice her own carnal desires over her children? I wish you the best of luck and I hope things will work out for you. If you don't tell her family, she will lie and say that it's your fault. Tell them the truth about what she has done. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.